Okay, I'm live. So I want to talk about how the gang stalkers right now are like digging for information and they're putting you in certain situations specifically in order to dig for this information. So this is basically called situational information. So what they're trying to do is they set up these scenarios and then they are here to see how you respond. And some of these are dangerous scenarios because they are literally basically getting comfortable with practicing how to do bad things to you. This is all my opinion, and this is what I feel is truly happening. And this is like my intuition. I just feel like this is really happening. I don't think that this is like something that I'm making up in my head. It's based on what I'm seeing and what I'm personally experiencing and how I'm feeling about it. So, for instance, the other day at work, there was a police officer in my area where I work, and this police officer was shopping. This police officer was shopping with their uniform on. So they had, to me, this is a situational information type of gathering. They're trying to figure out who I am, how I'm going to respond, and what I do, and what I would find to be a dangerous, threatening type of situation. So they can know how to move, whether it's aggressively toward me or more peaceful, which I think most of it is to come at me aggressively for some reason, or to see how I'm going to respond if I'm going to be aggressive. So the officer was shopping in their uniform, and I felt threatened by that because I have lived for a long time and I've never seen officers. I just started seeing a couple years ago officers pulling up in the drive-through in their um, police cars. Like I've never seen that before. But now they're shopping in their uniform, and I looked it up, and it says that officers are actually technically not supposed to be shopping or doing those type of things in their uniform with their gun on their side. So I completely avoided the situation. I got out of the area because I felt like it was a test and I didn't want no beef between me and any cops. And the fact that I was just uncomfortable with that whole situation, I felt like it was awkward. I I didn't want to have like an attitude toward them because that's probably what was going to happen. Because I was just like I don't understand why you're here in your uniform. You have your gun on your side, and you're supposed to be shopping. Like I don't think that's necessary, and I don't think that's what you're supposed to be doing. That can be threatening to somebody. Like, like say that I just feel uncomfortable with it. And that person could hold a grudge against me for it. And that's ultimately trying to create beef between me and these cops, which, some of them like to gang up together whenever they feel a certain way about a person. So if I show an attitude problem where, like, I'm uncomfortable, I don't like this, then I say something in front of this cop or, they could try to use that purposely against me to try to, start some beef. So I just got out of the area. I completely left. I said I feel uncomfortable. I don't want to be in the area with the police that's shopping while they have their gun and their badge on. I'm not about to be starting no beef with no cops. That's not my thing. I'm not into starting beef with police officers, but I kind of felt that that was kind of strange that an officer would be in my area shopping with their gun and badge on. That to me was threatening. And I've experienced threatening situations with cops before, a cop pulling a gun out on me and whatnot, which I did a video on, a cop that chased me on the streets in my vehicle for absolutely no reason, and like just cops pulling me over for like no reason at all. And and just like they know me and they're just messing with me. So I didn't want to be in that area. I don't want a cop, trying to pull a gun out on me or just you don't want a cop to get an attitude with you. Like maybe some customers you get an attitude with, but you don't want it to be a cop, if you know what I'm saying. Like that's like a whole nother can of a situation you don't want to mess with. Cause they can tend to gang up. Even people can do it too, but you don't want a bunch of people who can legally carry a gun on their side anywhere doing that. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that was out of standard to be in their uniform with the gun and badge, and then I could tell everybody was navigating away. Like the people who work in my area, they were all disappearing. So they were going to have it to where that person was going to come to me. Now, I've seen certain workers that I work with talking to police officers. I've seen a couple of them having long, engaging conversations as if they're friends with the police officers, but I really haven't done that with them. So I felt like they would be more comfortable with helping this person versus me. So why are they all disappearing? So I was just like, nah, I feel like y'all are setting me up. I feel like y'all are purposely doing this to me. So I'm going to go somewhere else. I'm going to just go walk around and do something else until the situation disappears. And also today, like I was going to the grocery store and there was a police car just sitting in the middle of the street. Like you drive straight this way. A police car was just sitting right here and everybody else was going. And I'm like, why are they there? There was no scene, there was no situation. So of course my paranoia and my intuition and how I think, I'm like, okay, so are they watching me go to the grocery store? Like I don't know. That's weird. So I pull into the grocery store a lot. There's three guys. They're in like athletic clothes and they're black and they're tall. And across the field, across the way is like a soccer field, but all those people are Hispanic. I haven't seen one black person. So I could say, oh, well, maybe they're just playing soccer or somebody can make up that story. They're part of the soccer. But I haven't seen any black people over there. They're all Hispanic. I've been looking every day. I've been living over here for a long time. So I'm like, okay, are they going to try to do something to me in the parking lot at the grocery store? Because I've noticed, like I said, every parking space that I'm trying to park in that's empty, there's a car sitting next to it with somebody in it with the lights on. So I'm feeling like there. And one time I got out of the car and I know I did the alarm, turned the lights off, and when I got back, my blinkers were flashing. I'm like, how is that possible? So I don't know what's going on, but people at this place that I go to, this Walmart, there's somebody in every next to every empty parking space, there's somebody sitting in their car with their light on. And to me, that's odd because I've gone to the grocery store plenty of times waiting when I was a kid. Every time I remember everything. I never seen every empty parking spot that's available for you to turn in. Somebody sitting next to it in there in it with their light on. So when you go inside, there's somebody always right next to your car and they look like suspicious to me. Then what happened also when I got out of the grocery store, there was a Hispanic couple. They looked kind of young. The basket thing was in front of me where you put the basket. It was like on the opposite side. They had a basket too. There was a trash can, ironically, at each one, which I've never seen before. And he starts running, like walking real fast with his empty water bottle towards me. And I'm like, okay, why would you throw your water bottle over here when there's a trash right in front of yours? Like they're testing me. They're trying to see how I'm going to react. And like if they was gonna rob me or shank me with something, like how am I gonna be responding? How am I gonna, am I gonna stare at them? Am I gonna turn my back? Am I gonna get in the car? Am I gonna swing the door open and knock them out in the balls? Like I feel like they're trying to test me to see how I would react in a situation so they can get comfortable with knowing how they can fucking attack me. Like that's just how I feel. It was an empty fucking water bottle. You can get in your fucking truck and throw it away at your house. Let alone there was a trash can right in front of you. Why are you walking fast toward me to throw it away in front of where I am? I think that they're trying to size me up. And also, and try to see my style in the way that I move. And also, I notice people playing with certain things of mine, like, at work, people playing with the till and changing the money around. So it's looking like I'm coming up short at night. And I feel like they're trying to test me to see how I would react if money coming up short of mine. I say, well, it's not my money, but I'll let you know that something's wrong. So I feel like they're trying to see how I would react in these situations. So maybe somebody's practicing identity theft, which I've already gotten a letter that's saying that somebody's trying to mess with my with that situation. They have already contacted me about something like that. So I don't know what these people out here doing. I don't know what they trying, but they can forget about it because I'm gonna take all measures and go to all extremes. And I think because in the past I've been a person that just am watching and observing and haven't taken much action, that they think that they could possibly get away with things and they just want to see how I'm going to react. But for me, that's not going to be a gauge because I change I learn and I'm continuously growing. So one year I could have been weak in a situation and just like, I don't really know what to do about it. And then the next year I could be reading up on it and figuring out what to do. And I noticed that also as fast as I move is as fast as other people are trying to move as well. So if I find out something about this, like how there's certain laws, like it's for instance, like say you can persecute somebody for something or bring charges about for something. It's like the laws will hurry up and try to change the laws um, next year. So you won't be able to meet that statute of limitations or something. That's just an example. But like people changing the laws so that people can't reach this certain statute of limitations, which I think that's kind of ridiculous to a certain extent because they will always hunt you down for a parking ticket. That parking ticket could have been 10 years ago and they'll have a warrant out for you. 10 years later, they'll be trying to arrest you for it. And it's not like you committed murder. But their statute of limitations is forever. But when it comes to people, it's different. Somebody can slander you. Somebody can commit fraud against the case on you. Somebody could have done something wrong, and it's like, oh, well, you only have 2 years. So either you went to law school and you learned what you needed to learn in 2 years, and you're going to be on it, or you're going to figure out in 2 years that they completely screwed you the fuck over, and now you're pissed, and hoping that you can do something about it. Just those type of situations, like I don't know. So I just feel like in this season, right now, in this month, people are going to be testing people. People who are being gang stalked, I think they're going to be testing you. And I'm gonna come out with another video in a minute because I'm getting like heated up about everything that I want to talk about. And this next video is going to be about the army of people that I believe is, if I don't do it today, I'll do it to another day. An army of people that I believe is here to attack people who are being gang stalked. I believe that they are bringing people, you know, it's not just overnight. All these, for some people, it might be that situation, but I think this situation is way bigger than that. So just watch out. People are trying to see how you'll react in situations that they're going to really be trying to threaten you or play with your personal business, your personal finances, play with your life, and just see how you would react. And you just do what you feel at the time because that doesn't mean that you're going to do that at the real time, if you know what I mean. Because you can sense you can sense things differently than like when somebody's playing with you or testing you out or trying you. But you also have the right to try them and see how they will react if you give them a little budge, if you know what I'm talking about. So they want to know your moves. They want to know your moves. That's what it's all about. They want to know your moves. They want to know your plays. If you're on a basketball court and you keep calling out five, 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 and you do the same thing, eventually the team's going to know what five means. That's what it is. They're trying to establish what are you going to do. So you can either play it how you want to play. You can act totally different. You can completely ignore them. You can leave them on their tippy toes, not knowing what the fuck to do next because they don't know what you're going to do. You can surprise them. You can give them the real, whatever you want to do. Give them an inch of it. Don't give them the whole thing. Give them the whole thing so they don't mess with you ever again. Do what you want to do. Just be safe and try not to commit no crimes. But self-defense is a real thing, and don't ever forget that when you're being gang stalked. Self-defense is a real thing, and you have the power to use it. I'm not saying go out here and start nothing, but first of all, it's a federal crime to gang stalk people. And if people are doing things and making you feel threatened and harassing you, you need to do what you have to do. But be careful because some of these people want to see you pop squatting in the jail cell. Some of these people, it's all a setup to make money off of you, and so they can see your little cuckoo and lumpy dumps in the jail cell. That's what I believe. I believe that too. So you got to be careful in every angle that these people trying to throw you in or put you in. It's not safe in this world. It's not safe in jail. You're not safe nowhere really. You just have to use your discernment and pray that God will help you get through everything and that you make the right decisions to keep you safe and going on another day, living another day. That's all I can say. So good luck to everybody and be on the lookout. Protect yourself and don't let these gang stalkers get to you. Make the right moves. I will talk to y'all later. Goodbye.